What's up everybody, Danny Crafts here, and welcome to another episode of Crafting with Daniel. Today, I'm gonna be teaching you all how to make luxury candles. Now, I'm not the most experienced candle maker, but in my couple months experience, I have figured out some things to make my candles a bit more fancy, you know? Like, a little fancy. God, I hate myself. So here is how I make a luxury candle in 5 easy steps. Let's dive on in. You'll notice I'm not in my usual setup in the basement tonight. I'm in the kitchen. Danny crafts, more like Danny cooks. No. Now, step number 1 would be finding a good quality wax. My wax that I get is the virgin coconut soy from Wood & Wick Co. It has an excellent hot and cold throw, really smooth tops. It's really soft like butter. It just really looks good. So just make sure you find a nice luxury wax on websites like CNC Candle has some higher end waxes. I think Voyager, Aztec, Flaming Candle. Just look for their higher end wax, their nice blends, and that's step number 1. Can you hear that? The noise that my pot makes when it's not even boiling, it just like jiggles. So step number 2 is your jar. The jar you use is really going to determine the look and feel and style of your candle and whether it's high-end or not. So this jar I actually got from Wood & Wick Co. as well. It is the Aura Votive. It fills about 11 ounces. It looks really clean. It's a matte finish. It is glass, but I think it looks super nice and it will really like kind of fit in with a modern decor setting. So number 2 is make sure you get some fancy looking jars. Step number 3 is going to be your wick, okay? That wasn't even funny. I don't know why I just laughed. I use wooden wicks in my luxury candle line. I think wooden wicks are really classy. They really burn nicely and they give a nice melt pool. Even if you don't use a wooden wick, maybe use 2 wicks, you're going to want to make sure that you get a nice melt pool and that your candle doesn't tunnel down the middle. That's something people really look forward to in a nice burning candle. Just make sure that your candles are wicked properly and that they're with a nice high quality wick. So I think that's step number 3. Okay, I don't even know if this is considered a step, but another key element to a luxury candle is like a high-end fragrance. No, my fragrance isn't Red Solo Cup. This is just what I use to measure out, but I have like a leather and brandy scent. It's a little more on the expensive side that I bought from Wood & Wick Co., but it definitely smells like a luxury candle. It's really high quality. It smells like something you would smell at like a boutique or a fancy hotel or something like that. I don't know, I really love it. And I think you need to upgrade the scents you're getting for the luxury candles you're making. For example, no one really wants to buy a luxury cinnamon candle. You can get cinnamon candles for $5, $10. It's just not really a luxury smell. You know, stuff like jasmine, stuff like, wow, I don't even know anything luxury. Like honey and bourbon or like cashmere. Even lavender is a great place to start. I just wouldn't do anything basic like cinnamon, like banana bread, like all those kind of holiday more scented fragrance oils. Just stick to something a little more on the higher end, something that you wouldn't find at your typical dollar store or craft store, something really different that, you know, makes your candle worth a bit more. Okay, step number 5 is pricing / packaging. That really is what sets candles apart from being more generic and more luxury / high-end. So if you just go on Google and type in luxury candle, you can see the type of packaging and pricing that is out there. For my luxury candles, I price them at $35 with personalized packaging. Just really take into account all the prices you're taking in when purchasing these higher end products, and then just do what makes sense for you. I was gonna do them at $20, but then I wasn't really making much money after I factored in the jars and the wax. So that's what I do personally. You can do whatever feels good for you. And then I'm gonna show you some examples of the packaging I use and that I think is on the more luxury end of things. So if you were gonna put stickers on your candles, I recommend doing something very minimalist and simple. These are my Aperol Spritz container candles. I just have a white, simple label with a wooden wick. Just really simple what's in it, what it's made of, and yeah, just really clean. And just remember to always put on your, if someone gets one of your candles, like they get it from a market or they're given it as a gift and they don't know where to buy another one, they're gonna look at your candle and figure out, oh, this is great, how do I find this person? So I always think that putting somewhere on your label where they can buy your candle, like I put my Etsy link on there, but I think that's just really important in terms of visibility and growth. So that's just a little tip that I suggest for candle labels. But for these luxury jars in particular, this is a cashmere and vanilla candle that I made recently. I would recommend, actually, I'm not gonna suggest, but I don't put labels on my candles, on the luxury ones, because I think that it's just classier and it can be more of like an accent piece. And some people don't love like stickers and stuff. For example, don't put a picture of apples on yours. You know, it just really takes it from like a luxury candle to a Yankee candle. You know, it's not the cutest. What I actually do is I make these dust covers. I made this myself with my Cricut. This is just a sample when I did. You can see that the edges aren't perfect, but I actually just printed this from my printer, cut it out on my Cricut, and it's a dust cover, but it's also branding. So I just slip it on top. There's a space for the wick there. If it's not perfectly centered, that's okay. You can just adjust it like that. And then you just put your lid on top so that when people open your candle, boom, branding right in their face. They can take this out, remember who you are, while still being able to keep your candle looking classy. And something I do for packaging them is, instead of boxes, but I think it would be nice to use something a little creative, whether it's a certain shape box or anything else. I use these canvas bags. I put my logo Danny Crafts on here with heat transfer vinyl, just like that. It kind of looks classy. I use like a metal foil kind of material. But a cool thing is that you can also personalize these for people. So whether it's for a holiday or for a person or for a wedding, you just put the event and you can put the candle inside, and I think that's a super cute touch. So hope you enjoyed that quick video. I've been making these higher end candles lately, and I thought that it might be helpful for other people who are struggling to increase the price of their candle. Maybe use some of these tips to price your candles a little higher. Did that make sense? Sure. But thank you all for watching. If this video was helpful, please like, comment, or subscribe. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.